Few people in the mining industry have had a hand in as many successful mining projects as Dale Corman. His expertise in geology, law, and mining were the perfect combination to set him on a career path that would leave a lasting legacy in the industry.
Like a true entrepreneur, Dale has often been successful where others have failed or feared to go. Dale has expertly bridged the mining, financial, local, Indigenous, and governmental communities and helped to create many thousands of lasting jobs and benefits for local and national economies.
Dale grew up on the Niagara Peninsula and was destined to become part of the family orchard business, but he set his sights further afield.
I decided that I wasn't going to be a farmer, and I worked for a company called Aiken and McLaughlin in St. Catharines. They're a construction company, and they were actually building the Skyway in Burlington at that time.
A connection at that company recommended he attend Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York, where he received a bachelor's degree in geology.
And at that time, the student to professor ratio was one professor for every 10 students. And so you got a lot of attention, whether you wanted it or not, and sort of kept me focused on the books rather than other things that drew my interest.
After a summer working for the Geological Survey of Canada in BC, Dale spent a year at Osgoode Law School.
I learned enough law just to be dangerous, and it certainly helped me through my career, knowing what the law was all about.
During that same year, while working in the bush, Dale was asked if the life of a geologist was for him.
And I thought for a second, and I thought about the black flies, and I said, no, not really. And he, through his connections, got me in to see a couple of brokerage firms, and that's where I really got to know the mining industry from the sort of the banking perspective.
4 years with Burns Brothers and Denton as a mining analyst started Dale's 50-year career of discovery and company building.
He's got a very keen eye for mineral deposits, first and foremost. He understands what type of deposits work in any type of cycle. And his timing is impeccable, and he is able to identify when a project should be advanced, when a project should be sold, and when a project should just sit.
Dale's kind of a funny guy, and he has a great sense of humor. He likes telling jokes, but he can flip really quickly and get serious. And when he gets serious, you want to pay attention to what he's talking about, because again, he has this passion and he has this vision for projects long before other people can see it.
From the mid-60s to 2021, Dale held positions of president, vice president, CEO, or chairman of 10 companies and was director of 25 listed companies. During his career, Dale was involved in 7 mines and mineral deposits, the first 2 being the Sturgeon Lake Mine and the Durham Antimony Mine that was long thought to be out of ore.
There was an old chap standing around, and I asked him why the mine closed, and he told me that was the longest haul that the horses could draw the cart up the slope.
Dale realized the mine wasn't out of ore. It closed because it was too difficult for the horses to haul ore from the mine.
We found it in 1969, and by 1972 we had it back in production. And nowadays that would be impossible. And so it operated for 10, 15, 20 years, something of that order.
Dale also made major discoveries in Mexico with the San Nicolas and Penasquito deposits.
It turned out to be the largest gold mine in Mexico, second largest silver mine. It was taken over or sold to Glamis, and then currently it is being operated by Newmont. And it's still one of their best assets in that corporation.
Dale's deliberate strategy of thinking big and focusing on larger deposits paid off.
It doesn't make a lot of sense focusing on small deposits because they're just as hard to bring a little one in as a big one. And so I always tried to focus on something that had good economics.
Raising money was a big part of Dale's work, and he gained a reputation as a person with high standards and ethics.
Well, Dale is a great leader and really was my mentor as a geologist initially. His integrity and his honesty showed in every aspect of what he does in this business.
I've known Dale for the better part of 2 decades now, and Dale has always been an extremely principled and trustworthy individual.
And so it's really, it comes down to people really, and the people that you've associated with in your early stages of your career, and the ones that you kept during the latter part of your career. And it all comes down to being honest and truthful, and having the confidence of the people that you raise money from, that you're going to spend it wisely and hopefully make it a success and make money for myself and them as well.
Like many of his peers in the industry, Dale likes to give back, having donated over $4 million to philanthropic interests, including his alma mater, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. On his retirement, a scholarship fund was also set up by Western Copper and Gold. Dale didn't retire until his mid-80s, and although he likes to spend time on hobbies like fishing, he's still involved in the industry.
He currently is the founder and chairman of North Isle Copper, who are developing a large copper gold system on Vancouver Island. And also just recently, he's retired from Western Copper and Gold, and he has been able, with his company and his associates, to build one of Canada's largest open pit potential mines, a copper and gold deposit, one of the largest that remains undeveloped in Canada.
Thoroughly enjoyed my 50 years in the mining business, and it's amazing how time flies when you're having fun. I made a lot of friends in the business, and I enjoyed every day that I was there.